guys, it's Steph. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm in my driveway, just got done seeing Kay, and pulled up to the bar and see a bunch of people around. So I thought I'd do Star Wars 101. And today's subject for all you Cantina dwellers, Cantina patrons, is world building. Now, we all know that Chuck Wendig, trashed J.R.R. Tolkien and poo-pooed world building. We don't really need to do that. Well, when George Lucas set about creating Star Wars, he went to great lengths to create a galaxy where there was infinite numbers of humanoids, aliens, those kinds of things, infinite numbers of worlds. World building is part of the mythology. From planets like Naboo, with its dual populations of Gungans in the water and the swamps and the ponds and the big lakes and the rivers, amphibious, to humans, and sort of symbiotic relationship. Didn't really like each other, but at the end of the Phantom Menace, they kind of had to hang out together and help each other get the job done. Okay, let's go further. I'm going to go do the prequels before I do the OT. We get to see Tatooine for the first time. We get to see how the Hutts, because Tatooine is in Hutt space, so their Tatooine right away becomes part of something bigger. Hutt space. And what does Hutt space have in it? Nal Hutta, which is the planet where the Hutts are from, to the smuggler's moon, Nar Shaddaa, which is part of Nal Hutta, where the smugglers like Han Solo and his comrades would go, and that was basically their home base. Okay, so we've got Tatooine. It's a desert planet. It's got twin suns, binary suns. There's a piece of music called The Force or Binary Sunset. And that piece of music is forever entwined with Tatooine. It's where Anakin originated. It's where Luke got his beginnings. Tatooine. And it's a world within a world. Go to the OT, we discover that there's a place called the Mos Eisley Spaceport. It's a hive of scum and villainy, according to Obi-Wan. And because it's in Hutt space, you know that there are all kinds of underworld characters. Smugglers, mercenaries, pirates, gunslingers, bounty hunters, gamblers, prostitutes, blah, blah, blah. World within a world. Tatooine. So then in the prequels we get to go to the core planet where the government of the New Republic is really located, where the Senate is, where the Jedi Temple is, the main Jedi Temple, and that is Coruscant. Coruscant is the city planet. It is a city built on a city, built on a city, built on a city. The people who dwell at the surface, you got Palpatine, you've got the Jedi, you've got the government, all the hoity-toity rich people. And then, analogous to humanity's social striations, you've got, as you sink deeper and deeper, it gets darker and darker, you get more into the underworld. Okay, Coruscant. How does Coruscant shape its characters? It's cosmopolitan, but on the surface, it's very well-to-do. But as you peel back the layers and you go deeper, it's a complete comment on large cities, populations, and the underworld. The underworld is everywhere, all over Star Wars. Okay, then we go to, Geonosis. And of course, Kamino, where Obi-Wan discovers the clone army. Camino is a rainy water planet with, it's a very interesting place. It's almost like, you can imagine it being Earth about 5 billion years ago. There's no real land. It's a water planet. It rains constantly. Okay. How does it shape its inhabitants? Well, if you look at the aliens that live there, they're very long-necked. They have very, very large eyes. They're blue-skinned. They look like they're aquarium. They look like they should be aquatic. And of course, we've got the bounty hunter, Jango Fett, and his cloned son, Boba Fett, living there. And all the clones, of course, are created after Jango with modifications. Boba Fett is a clone with no modifications. Okay, it's still a clone. So you got that. Then we go to Geonosis, where it's a desert planet. The Geonosians are very alien-like. They have a very strange language. And it's, where Count Dooku sort of holds sway. It's the first time we meet Count Dooku's there. So let's go to, all right, you get the idea. World building, we can go to Mustafar in Revenge of the Sith. Mustafar is an analogy to hell. Okay. After Anakin kills the younglings and pledges his loyalty and fealty to Palpatine, Anakin goes to the Jedi Temple, kills the younglings, then he goes off to Mustafar to get rid of the Trade Federation leaders and the rest of the Separatists, which is what he does. He is now fully Darth Vader. Now, we all know that Mustafar is a volcano planet. They fought in a lava field. That's how Anakin got burned up so badly. He had to, the black armor, the mask, the breathing apparatus, the life support system, Vader was born. Basically, you could look at Mustafar and say Vader was born in hell. He goes back there, his castle there, where he would go to meditate to help heal his lungs and other things. Strangely enough, Mustafar sort of becomes Vader's refuge. But it works. It works. Okay. We even get to see a little bit of Alderaan at the end of Revenge of the Sith. Okay. Alderaan is a very clean planet. It's kind of like Naboo. It kind of is a good connection. That sort of environment is a good connection between Padme and Leia. It's interesting to know, clean and fresh and beautiful, mountainous. It's kind of like, the area around Jackson Hole, which is, to me, my favorite place in the world. It is very natural, and the name Organa fits it. That name, I'll do a video on the meaning of names in Star Wars, okay? But that'll be later in Star Wars 101. Okay, let's go further then. So we get Alderaan, Organa, okay? And then we have, of course, in the OT we go back to Tatooine. We see the Death Star, which is an artificial world created by man to do evil, okay? Again, Sith have to create their own artificial crystals, all right? Therein lies the difference. Life, organic life, the Jedis are on that path. The Sith are not, all right? So the Death Star sort of makes sense. Okay, we'll go to Yavin 4, a very humid, hot place where the rebels have holed up. That's their base. Empire Strikes Back, Hoth, a very inhospitable Arctic tundra, very, very cold. The most habitable spot for humans in that place is towards its equator. Think of the coldest places on Earth. That's Hoth, all the time. Go to Dagobah, a swamp planet. Dark, humid, musty, filled with all these really weird creatures, reptiles, bugs, weird birds, weird flying reptiles, things like that. It's where Yoda holds up. And it sort of makes sense that the last place that anybody would ever think of the great Jedi Master Yoda to be hiding would be a place full to bursting with life, which swamps, marshes, jungles, that kind of places, full to bursting with life. Okay. And it is a very, very strong place for the Force, both the dark side and the light side, which is why Yoda holds up there. It's a perfect place for him to teach Luke. Cloud City, another artificial place. It has the illusions of beauty and romance. Lando talks about the air, how clean the air is. But again, it's artificial. Everything there is man-made. It holds a very scary secret. The Empire. Okay. Pull back the veil. Again, it might as well be the Death Star. Okay. So we go back to Tatooine and Return of the Jedi, and then we go to Endor, the forest moon with the Ewoks. Every planet has a signature. Every environment has a signature creature. Hoth the Wampa. Tatooine has, think about it. When we go back to Tatooine, the first place we see a hut, we don't go to Malhada, we go to Tatooine, okay? And all the creatures, Tatooine and the Cantina with its creatures. But see, it's a world, all right, Jabba's palace and the Cantina are worlds within worlds, okay? These are places where denizens of all across the galaxy go to congregate. Cantina with all those aliens, from Ponda Baba and Dr. Evazan to Chewbacca the Wookiee from Kashyyyk, all right? Mixed in with them, of course, are humans from all over the galaxy. Han Solo from the ship-building planet Corellia. Corellians are he is actually the epitome of what Corellian is, but I'll explain that later. But again, the planet and the environment has as much to do with the character as the character has with the environment. They're symbiotic. They play off of each other, and I'll explain that later. But world building in the end is as much part of the mythos of Star Wars as the characters are, as the lore of the Force, as the lore of the lightsaber, the ships, you name it, the history of the galaxy from thousands of years before the Battle of Yavin. These worlds created aliens. They created certain attitudes. Hutts are very greedy. They're pirates. They're backstabbers. They backstab each other. You've got Bothans who are malicious. Their world, they're very closed off. They don't trust anybody. You go on and on and on and on. The worlds where they came from created these cultures. Corellia, in a way, created Han Solo just as much as he affected his environment too. Leia affects her environment. They affect the people around each other that play. It's all symbiotic. Worlds within worlds, characters within worlds, characters who affect their environments and their worlds, worlds that affect their characters and the environments characters live in. Okay? That's what George Lucas created in this vast, huge galaxy. There are things we haven't even discovered yet about this galaxy. And it's truly something when you think about it. The languages, the technology from each of these races goes on and on and on and on. So this is Steph appreciating world building, Star Wars. Again, get Star Wars, The Magic of Myth, and check that out. Check out other good sources on world building. And remember, without vision, without passion, without the longing to create something that will exist for all time, art is meaningless. Art doesn't matter. Art ceases to be art. In world building, if you don't build worlds, why are you doing this then? Right? Why are you doing a space opera? If you're not giving people environments they've never seen before, and characters they've never heard of and never seen before, alien races. Alright? This is stuff. Starting out. Star of the Galaxy, Sierra in the Cantina. Please remember to tip the Wookiee bartender 20%. No droids, no bounty hunters, no Reylos, no Rey nobodies, no Rey clones, no Rey Palpatines, no Rey Kenobis. You start fights, you take that outside. Gunfights, you take this shit out in the street. I'll see you on the Galaxy. Hey guys, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to subscribe if you haven't. Remember to hit that bell for more content. Remember to hit the like button and share away. We share away for love Star Wars. And I'll see you around with more content coming up next. Stephanie, I'll see you on the Galaxy, Scout.